Hey guys, my name is SENIAC and welcome back to Energy Industry. Your boy is just casually running on his little hamster wheel right now. Last episode we got pretty high. We expanded our little kind of factory in a way that we're producing a ton of powers right now. Today I want to try and push it to where we potentially making up to $30 per second. That would be kind of dope. It is kind of weird how all of a sudden we're now just not producing money. Like I haven't changed anything since the last episode, and now making 10, 11, 13, 14, 8. We're up to 20s last episode. Like, what is going on, boys? I have no freaking idea right now. But we're going to try and do some rapid expansions. If I can get up to 30, I will be so damn happy right now. So we need to do some sweet expansions, guys. So I'm going to jump into the store pretty quick. And what I'm going to do is, I feel like there's no need for me to buy anything more beastier than these $1,000 vibration generators. I'm going to buy 4 of those real quick right now. Now, the reason I say that is, well, I just noticed these are different, aren't they? Yes. This transferer here, it's constantly filled up, but I can't get any more out of this octagon transferer, which is kind of weird. But if I go to the store and the machines anyway, I want a bunch of those. So there, I'm going to get 4 of these, because I just bought 4 of the generators. Bye! And then the transferers, these are 3,000. Now, I want a ton of those, but I can't, so I'm just going to buy 1 for now. And we're going to add on to this system that we kind of creating over here. So where is it? Where is it? The vibration generator. So, no, that's the wrong thing. I didn't want that. What I wanted is the vibrator generator. There we go, boy. So, 1 there, do a 2-gap 1 there, do a 2-gap 1 there, and I'll squeeze the oven on this side. Nice. And we're pretty much just going to fill all these up together right now, and that's what's really going to increase the monies happening for me. So drop you there, you there, you there, you there. They're all down. And then I've only got like 1 of these at the moment. So if I drop you there, is it now producing? That should be now producing and selling that sweet cash money moolah right now. Now, these ones aren't really doing much, so I might as well just throw these 3 down until your boy has the... Ooh, I've only got... Did I only have 1 of them? Yeah, I did. I did indeed. So, oh, I can actually afford the next one. So let's just grab that real quick right now. And then drop the... Oh, no! It did place all 3 down. How dare you? Anyway, let's withdraw that one. That was kind of weird, wasn't it? Unless because they're so small, I just kind of didn't spot it. I don't even know anymore. So at this point, as it's now producing, I'm up to 15, 16, 19. Not too shabby, is it, guys? Literally not too freaking shabby right now. But I really want to do up the production. Now, if I built more of these setups here, that would then kind of change things slightly, wouldn't it? I don't know whether I should also put a wire after the transferer. Let's try that. I'm going to move this. This is going to be a new technique right now. Because there could be too much going into that. I need to pump it out by the wire. So I need to go for the enforced wire, don't I? So how does that then change things after that? So is it selling? I'm watching that flash. Look at how often this one here flashes compared to this one. Just see what I mean? So I feel like it's not even worthwhile going into that. We're going to have it straight. Oh no, why don't we draw it? Why did I freaking draw? We're going to make it go straight into there. Do I have a wire there? I don't have a wire there. So that's kind of interesting. How that kind of responds to it. It really is, isn't it? Now, if I got more of these kind of setups right now, they're 1,000, and that's... I mean, to go to the store, don't I? They're 1,000. I need 1,000 a piece every time. Transferers, we've got the... There could be 1,000 as well, but how much are those power generators? 300. Okay, right, I'm going to buy 6 of those just because your boy can. Just because I can. Inventory, and we're going to get a load of these now planned in. So, drop that there. There. I'm not too sure how many I have remaining. So let's just kind of kill it off there. I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I would have had space to do one more. Now, do I add in these little pipes? Is there any need? Ooh, enforced pipes. That's got a considerable amount of energy coming from it that I could potentially push into another direction. Because if that's being forced into there, that's got a load in there as well. Let's try it on these 2. That would be the interesting way to go about it. So, let's say these guys... Let's actually do these 3. Right now. So, G, turn you. Because I could quite possibly have it all pumped into going into one route. So if I did... Okay, right. Now this is the interesting part. Let me go back to my inventory. Enforced... That's the wrong one, isn't it? Yeah. No, is it the right... No, enforced wire. No, it is the right one. But then I make it do this. Right, and this was where the questions then get asked upon it. So it all pumps into one. And then if I can afford to do it, I need 3 of these, basically. So I can almost afford 2. Right, we'll get that. Because if the wires can hold that kind of power bulked up, I make them separate into 3 different scenarios. So buy 2 there. Right now. The transformer. So if I make this one go that way, this one go there. Right. And then I need to kind of sell it, don't I? So I think I'm just going to buy the cheap basic ones just so I can see how these generators here build up. So I need the cheapest transferers. Just going to buy a couple of those. And let's drop these down. So 1 just there and 1 just there. So these right now, look at that. They're producing some serious power. So technically, I could have 1 unit filtered into everything else. And it will kind of work, meaning I don't have to buy producers because it will all make the power. That's interesting. That's really actually very interesting. Right, okay, this actually kind of changes things slightly now. This completely changes my whole idea of the setups that I could possibly create. But the only downside is I need a ton of money to get all this set up. And these aren't really turned on. It's only really coming from that one. So, with that kind of said, I'm going to now attempt something. So let's withdraw everything. So I'm just going to wait for everything to disappear. It's slowly disappearing. But this now is going to be a really interesting setup I'm about to do. I'm going to have 1 power producer, but it's going to be separated into so many different areas and functions. This is going to really change things. This really is. So if I get that vibration generator and right, let's just drop it here. Okay, we drop it there, and what we do then is we get the enforced wire and let's turn it into the 4-way there. Oh no, why did I close it? I didn't mean to close it. So we turn it into the 4-way. I want the turn on it now. No, should I put the turn there and there, and then I turn it into this one, which goes that way, and then we keep that one going straight like that. Right, I'm trying to set it up in my head right now. Turn that way, that way, and then that way into a 4. So then that like there and there. So if I return back to the basics, I've got 3 coming off there, I have 3 coming off here. I have 3 coming off there. That is a total of 9 altogether. Right. Now, that's only saying if I can get that thing kind of connected, really, isn't it? So then, that one can go that way. No, do it here and here. So then I've got to try and, because the thing is like 3, no, it's like 2 or 3 blocks wide, isn't it? And that's what I have to kind of try and work with. So let's just see how this is going to go, because it might have to change up some of this whole setup right now as well. So that, where is it? Where is it, boy? There we go. This here, yeah, it's 3 wide. So I have to kind of go 1 there, 1 there, 1 there, 1 there. Do you see how it now kind of comes together? So we have 1 coming off in each side. This is like a membrane of like a circuit board. It's kind of cool. I like it. So inventory at this point then. I want then the gun transfer thing. 1 there, 1 there, 1 there, 1 there. And I don't have any more now, do I? No, I don't. But these transferers, they should build up. Now, what I can do is look at some of the straight things. So some of the straight pipes, like say this one, we withdraw it. But that's not really going into, oh, it is going into some of it. And then you replace them with the smaller transferers. Which, why is that not working? Machines. What's the, okay, that's the smallest transfer you can kind of get. So if I just buy 2 of them quickly. The smallest transfer you can get with being the biggest transfer, if that makes sense. So these refiners. Right, I'm going to move it. Now I wonder why nothing's going into it. That's kind of interesting. So let me redraw these. So one, it saves on a little bit of pipage, but it also allows me to progress it a little bit further. So yeah, there's something there that just doesn't like it. Is it because there's not enough power going into it? That could also be what it is, meaning I need to produce more power, which then begs the question, that's where then come into play. Because I'm kind of making 4 off a second here. Right, I'm getting the idea of this now. So what we're going to do now then, withdraw it all one more time, because now it kind of makes a little bit of sense. So I get the other gun transformer here, and then we'll start with these big boy refiners. We'll pull it through 1, which turns it into 12. So again, let me just kind of see how this would work. And let me just get like a sell point. I don't really care what it does. But it goes into there. Right? Are you going to work? Are you even turned on? What is it even doing? Right, move. Withdraw. Is there power even coming out? I just realised what I'm doing. I just literally realised what I'm doing. That's the transferer. SENIAC, what are you doing, boy? Do you need help? Sir? Do you need help? Where is the vibrator? There it is. That's what I needed. Right, let's just not... it's just one of those days, isn't it? It's one of those days. Okay, right, let's try that again. So that goes into there. Which, if I put this at the very end... How much backup do we get? Okay, we get some huge backup. So that's kind of cool. So I can withdraw that, and then we go down to the pipe work. So I'm going to push it up by 2. And then we do a 4 split way. And then I'll get the small transformers going in those directions. So it multiplies it again, if that makes sense. So at this point, if I just drop those there, these should be getting power. Unless this one I withdraw and we replace it for this small refiner there. And what's that getting? So we're losing power there again. So let's buy another one. This one is here. So where is it? There we go. Small refiner. Drop it there. That should consistently get a big chunk of power going through it, which it does. And at times we make 3 a second. And this is all coming off the 1. Again, like I said, this is all coming off the 1. So it pushes it all through. It's just these are very small transferers, and that's where you need to really build up your money. So it comes through there. This pipe here has to then cross it into 3 different ways. But if we withdraw these... Oh, I withdrew the wrong thing. Withdraw. And then we turn it into the big boy transformers, these. Which I'm going to have to do an extra pipe on this one. Or not, because what I could do in here is add... No, that's the wrong one. Wrong one, boy. No, wrong one. Stop it. That's the store. Is get one of these here to really, continue to explode onto it. And then the octagon transfer is here. There we go. One there. Like that. And these should build up as well quite dramatically. Or do you reckon it's just not going to work? It's either... This is what I started to think. You can't do setups on this game because it kind of just doesn't work. No matter how much you build these up, I just have this feeling it's just kind of not happening. So we get up to 4. That's getting the power, but it's like, nah, mate. Nah. Now, what if I kill off this? Move this to there. And then we put that just there. Now, did these get any better? Withdraw that. We've got multiple in there. You get 4. It's got potential to go up to 6. But it's nothing amazing, is it? It really isn't. So we'll leave that as it is. And I think probably... Oh, we got an 8 there for a second. Actually, you know what? That's doing pretty well. But yeah, what I'm starting to see is it's kind of not really worth it, is it, in a way? It doesn't really do what you would hope and would want it to do. And then that's when you have to resort then to these weird, just crazy single setups. I mean, at some point we can expand on something like that in the future, but it gets up to there and there's nothing really happening, is there? There really isn't. So that power line's got 16. This middle bit, I can't even get to it. It's got 16. It transforms into there and doesn't really go anywhere, does it, at that point? So what if I killed off... What if I actually killed off the transformers? And move these? That tad bit closer? Because then you question yourself, like, why do you want a transformer? Are these still building up? It could be to the point now, I can't even get to them. So if I can just kill off those, withdraw, and what if you just put that octagon thing straight onto it? How much money do you make off it at that point? I mean, it's got to produce it, but obviously it won't because there's no... You got to put a wire in the middle. If you do the high enforced wire, select that wire, watching it go in, and you make just as much doing it this way without a transferer. That tube there is built up as much if you did add in the transfer in. This game's weird, man. I still don't get this game. There is just no logic to it. Right, that's as many of those as I have in. So we're just keeping it simplistic, boys. Simple, easy, and we're going so damn effective right now. So let's get all these in. That's as much as I have of those. And straight away that puts me up to 8 to 10. Which is, again, easy. Easy, mate. So do we get the same kind of fallback on these? Because now I'm starting to understand the game in a sense that we can't really do much about it, can we? So if I got something that sold it, say for example this advanced one here. Now what builds up in this pipe? So will it get to the point where it's... Yeah, even these solar panels get to the point where they make the money that we need. There's no need for anything else, which is kind of interesting. And they cost us 1,000 a piece. Now let's get the other ones for this in. So I don't need transferers as of now. So I've been trying to build these elaborate setups for quite some time. Turns out you don't even need them, boys. You don't even need them right now. So I'm going to buy 3 of them is 1,800, which we're almost close to getting. And this just makes it too simple, too easy. Boom, got. Let's place another 3 of these bad boys down. And then give it a second. And we're up to making like 23 to 25. Is there any point in doing setups? Now the only thing that kind of does need these kind of transformers is the lower powered ones. It makes sense on those. But when you get up to this point, you don't need it. You kind of don't need it. Now, that's just based off those performers. I feel like these generators, the solar panel ones, are as good as you kind of need them to become. Now, if I buy another 10 and spend 3,000 on them, and then kind of repeat the setup after. Granted, I could change the, what produces the power. I mean, that does a pretty good job and still continue. So you could do better on the transfer after. You can improve on those. But as of right now, we don't need to do any improvements after it. So if I just take it from this point there to give us room to potentially put a better transfer at the end of it, but then place down a bunch of these solar panels. You don't need to buy any, I'm thinking you just don't need to buy anything additional. Like after these, like save your money. Just buy the solar panels. Right, is that the right one? Enforced wire. Right, I can only really get one more. And I gotta buy some more. I just noticed the 28 for a second there. So that's glorious. Right, machines, enforced wire. Let's buy a ton of these. We can definitely get to 30. That's just now made it very, very evident. 28 I'm up to. Okay, I haven't seen it go any higher than 28. So that's good. We're now going to push 30 very, very easily. Right, so let's get more of these wires in, boys. Keeping it super simple. Super simple. And then we've got to buy a ton of these little exporters. And so this is where you would want to think. Like, do I want to buy better transferers? Is that a thing I want to do? Because there's enough storage in those wires. And then that's these. But I'm going to get 3 of these. These $1,000 ones once we got $1,000. And then that should very easily push us over the $30 a second. I just seen 33. I low-key just seen $33 a second right there. Right, okay, I didn't realize we're actually in, and $30 there as well. I didn't realize we're in the $30, boys. All right, drop you there. Boom. Boom. That's all of them right now. So give them time to kind of function, and then the averages should be so freaking damn high. 31 of this in there. Boys, I didn't realize I'm making this kind of money this early. Damn, son. That's glorious. But it's like, do you really want to spend all that money on these $1,000 ones? Or I can just get like the $600 ones? This is doing a good job. It transfers it in slightly. So it's kind of thing, you don't really get much, but it pumps it up to produce that little bit more, which is pretty good. Still got these to kind of sort out as well. Holy shamacaronis, boys. Okay, let's just actually buy 3 of these. So that'll be 1,800 I need at this point. Got 1,700, which is good dollars. Boom, got them. So let's just kind of add more to this. So 3 thrown in there. And I should consistently now be at the $30 mark quite easily. Look at that, 32, 24. It's like the average floats around, but the average slowly moves up. The bottom number that it always goes to moves up. So we're definitely pushing those boundaries, pushing those marks. Let's just keep going with this money. This is just the simplistic and easy way to do this. So I've managed, right, to add the other 2 little kind of transfers on the end of that. Got all this set up now for our next row of 10 of the transfers of the little pylon things. And I'm hoping that now consistently we'll never see the 20s. That's what I'm kind of hoping for at this point. That we'll never see any 20s pop up. We might see a couple, but I'm hoping we'll get pretty close to it. So I can now get 10 of them. Boom. Oh boy. Let's go. So 1 there. Get him all added in right now. So now our consistency should be so freaking high. So we might even see a 40 pop up every so often. You just kind of never know at this stage. Oh, there we go. I just sent a 40 pop up right there. Holy mo! I was hoping we hit the 30 today. Now we're hitting 40, boy. So are we seeing any 20s appear? It's kind of like low 30s. Okay, 28 there. So we're almost at that stage where we're gonna have that crossover that we never see them. Like we never see the 10s anymore, which is pretty good. But look at this setup right now. I feel like the game doesn't really work when you try and do setups, unless I'm doing them like, you know, so ridiculously wrong. But this up to the stage where I'm making monies, like some pretty solid monies. I can expand off these ones because these are pretty full as well, which is good. These are interesting. It is really interesting, these ones, because it kind of goes into this, it duplicates it. I could continually add more to it. Maybe add another transformer, sorry, to produce more power that comes out of this to build it up. But I'm spending the money in the wrong place. At that point, that money I'm spending to kind of increase these, I could just buy more of these, and that would also kind of work as well. It kind of would. But yeah, it is interesting. Let me know what you guys think about this and how far you're kind of getting with this game. But until next time, I'll see you all soon. So good.
Listen.